Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we have two things happening for you. First is the build that we are going to be playing on. That is an ice only barbarian, and we're using a barbarian because we have something else to talk about on the character. So firstly, as you can see, barbarian has no access to our skills, so we are going to be running Rune-wise, multicast mastery, skill mastery us, skill inclination us, skill affinity us, and unconventional support. Now what we wanted to speak about that isn't with regards to the random ass build is actually a bug that is currently on 4 of the characters. These characters are the Barbarian, the Paladin, the Spellweaver, and the Spellblade. Now what this bug is if we have a look at these specific modifiers on each of the characters, the ones that gives them random stats based on taking damage for 5 seconds, it does not mention a limit to how much you can stack it. So it doesn't say whenever you take damage, increase your damage modifier by 25% for 5 seconds. It doesn't mention a cap, and it doesn't mention that this can only occur once every 5 seconds. So I'm going to show you what this actually means on the Barbarian. The same thing happens on the Paladin. Sorry, I forgot which character this was. So the same thing happens on the Paladin, but for him it's critical chance. On the Arcane Weaver it's movement speed, and on the Arcane Weaver it's a bit harder because it has to do with picking up your mana crystals themselves. But let me see if I can find it again. It was somewhere that they spoke about it. It said if you pick up your mana crystals, there you go, increase your movement speed when you collect a mana crystal. And then on the Spellblade it's a defensive one, so it says whenever you are hit, you then gain a damage reduction for 5 seconds. So you gain 5 damage reduction for 5 seconds, and again this infinitely stacks as long as you keep getting damaged within 5 seconds. So let's show you exactly what it looks like while we are proceeding with the build. So we are playing an ice build. Very weird that even though we have those things, we didn't get all ice skills, but now we can show you we're on 65% damage, and we are going to get hit. We go up to 90%. If we get hit again, if we do actually get hit again, then you'll see the number go up. So let's see, we were on 90, 115, but then things died. But the point of the whole point to this is that the damage infinitely scales as long as you are getting hit, and it just gets to crazy amounts. So in this case, unfortunately, because we're using surprise gift, we can't actually get hit that much. We keep proccing the actual skill, which is quite funny, you know, because even though it has a pretty, I mean, that's a high starting skills damage cost. So even though it has a high damage cost, you can see, I mean, not damage cost, I mean cooldown cost. So even though it has a high cooldown, you can see it still keeps us safe, even though it's every 5 or so seconds as a cooldown. So really weird. As long as the skill can kill things within seconds, it's safe to use even if it has a high cooldown. We do get Frostbolt, which is really strong as an ice skill. Really low cooldown, really strong, and it just helps us do that extra bit of damage. We've also got Ice Vortex, which is huge. Severe Cold, another really big one, and then we do at least have to, you know, land up with one horrible ice skill, and that is Frost Beam. Now since we don't have any purity, we can grab one of every single one of the negative effects, but we are going to focus on damage and other upgrades for these skills as opposed to grabbing those negative effects. But we will grab one of them, one of each of them, just because we can, but we won't be grabbing the synergy skills. There really is no point to them. The only two we would maybe be looking at is Impending Doom and then Hypothermia. They are the only ones that you really need in your life, depending on what you're doing. Obviously if you're playing Bleed, then Gangrene, as well as your Frailty, and then your Brutal Strikes is more important. But for what we're doing, these are more important than anything else. We are going to lock this, grab that, area of effect, that's fantastic. Over here again, like I mentioned, we can grab the frailty, grab ourselves crit, because crit is king. Very strong. Doesn't matter what your build is, crit is amazing. There is the multi-crit. Unfortunately, we don't have space for crit mastery or even vulnerable exploits over here, but very strong runes, a very strong gameplay as well, in terms of, you know, just using crit for that damage. Now, my dumb ass over here, as you can see, always loves to dash into the Void Hunter, or the Void Presence, sorry, not Hunter, and therefore I'm always killing my summons. Try not to do that, try be clever, unlike me, and you will deal a lot more damage throughout the game and do it a lot faster. But now we actually landed up getting Summon Helper Elves, so this is going to be a very quick run. They are extremely strong. If you don't have them yet, I do suggest you grab them. I will leave a link in the description as to how to get them if you don't have them yet or don't know how to get them. The link will be down in the description at a build to unlock them. So not a build, the way, the event that you have to do to unlock them. So spoilers ahead for that if you do click on that, but otherwise there is an event on the Frozen Wastelands map that you need to do to unlock them. Okay, us very strong. It is weird that a barbarian doesn't actually have access to them, because barbarians are kind of, I mean, okay, I guess it's not really weird, but when I think about barbarians, you think of Vikings as well, and Vikings kind of lived in a lot of, I don't know, normally when you think about Vikings, you think of, I guess not. I guess maybe that's just my imagination. I'm just having a thought here and then completely thinking, no, I'm being silly again. But when sometimes people think like hinterlands and things like that, and I'm sure it gets really cold there, so you do kind of think, you know, barbarians are people that wear like wool clothing, or, you know, they got the sheep wrapped around them sort of dressing and things like that. So when I think barbarian, I kind of think us as well. So or I think Viking as well, and Vikings are very barbaric, so, you know, were Vikings barbarians or vice versa, and that's kind of what pops into my head. So you would think that us would be a skill native to a barbarian because of that, but, you know, that's just the things that go on in my head, and you know, it's probably not that case at all. So let me know what you guys think about that. Also, let me know down in the comments what you would like to see in terms of builds like this. Let me know what character you would like to see a themed build with one of the skills that they don't have in their tags. So like how Barbarian didn't have Arse, and now we're playing a full Arse build. We've done it with Blast on our Houndmaster, I mean on our Sentinel, and other things. We've done a swing one before, I can't even remember who we used. But we have done swing, so let me know who the next character you'd like to see in this, a little bit of a one skill typing or one skill tag series that we got going on over here. And also, if you are enjoying the video or you're enjoying my content overall, please make sure to drop a like down below. All your support is super appreciated, so a like goes a long way. And another thing that actually goes a really long way is, I know that nowadays everyone, including myself's attention rate is very low, and we all find it very difficult to actually watch the videos fully. They are quite you know, relatively long, and boredom sets in for a lot of us, especially since you know, you kind of see the same thing happening over and over. So what I would really love, and I would really appreciate a lot, is even if you don't land up physically watching it, or if you just keep it on in the background so that I get the actual full duration of the video gets played. That does really help me and other YouTubers out a lot. It does just show YouTube that the video is good and that you've watched it all. So if you could you know, just make sure you do watch the entire video, And also, I mean, the thing is, sometimes there's something I do say in the video that I don't say in the beginning, so you miss out on a crucial part of information that I may not have added in the beginning of the video. That is very, very important. Maybe I need to start putting that in the beginning of the videos, but there could be things that are really, really important. Or like, let's say you wanted to try this build and you didn't watch the full video and there was something at the end of the video or mid video that you missed that actually makes it so the build is viable, you know, where we get a specific upgrade and the build, you can't use the build without this upgrade or something like that. You would miss that if you don't watch the entire video. So anyway, back to the whole point of that is I really do appreciate all and any support, and I would appreciate every single moment of you watching this video. So please, if you can, do that. Okay, we don't need block, we don't need any of those. We are on 90% crit, so we can grab a bit of movement speed there. We can grab the damage over here for our elves, and then we don't really need anything else. We are in a very, very strong spot already, so we kind of just keep going. We are already on our last boss fight nearly, and we've nearly done this in under 7 minutes, which is actually really, really strong, especially for just a random ass build. We didn't have any control over what skills we would get, and we didn't get control over anything but for the passive upgrades that we can pick. So really, really fun, really, really interesting to see where some of these skills or builds can take you. Ice is just insanely strong. Paralysis, Ice, we do get the summon helper elves as well, which are an insane summon. So we kind of just go from there. Like I said, insane summons and our skills just being insane, especially with hypothermia being on you, ready on your fingertips, so increased damage. And we've even got something like Ice Bolt, Frost Bolt, sorry, and skills like that, which just make us deal huge amounts of damage because they have such a low cost frequency. So really, really enjoyable skill. Our skills, you could do this on absolutely any character and it would work really, really well. But as you can see, just under 8 minutes, a nice easy 8-minute run for us on the Barbarian. And really, really strong. So Summon Helper Elves, Ice Vortex, Frostbolt, doing a huge amounts of damage. The only one that seems to be really weak right now is Severe Cold. I don't know what's happened to it. It used to be really strong, but now it is really weak. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.